For thousands of years, meat has been a staple of human diets. But what if we told you that this history includes animals we now call our best friends? Have dogs and cats been on the menu alongside cows, pigs, and chickens? What role did they play in human diets throughout history, and could they still be consumed today? Historically, in some cultures and regions, the answer is yes. In China and South Korea, dog meat has been part of the traditional diet for centuries. In China, particularly in the southern regions like Guangdong, dog meat is still consumed during events like the Yulin Dog Meat Festival. In Korea, dishes like baosantang, a dog meat soup, were traditionally consumed, although the practice has significantly declined in recent years. In Peru, some regions consumed cat meat during special festivals, such as in La Quebrada, though this practice has largely faded away. In Switzerland, dog and cat meat were eaten in certain rural areas, such as Appenzell and St. Gallen, until the mid-20th century. Though this practice was private and relatively rare, it was part of rural food culture at the time. Even during World War II, food shortages led to the consumption of dog and cat meat in parts of Poland and elsewhere in Europe, though this was due to necessity rather than tradition. These practices began to decline significantly by the mid-20th century as social norms evolved, food availability improved, and our emotional connection with pets grew stronger. In Switzerland, for example, eating dogs and cats had nearly disappeared by the 1950s, while in countries like South Korea and China, these practices are becoming less common today, with growing social pressure and animal rights movements pushing for change. Countries where dog and cat meat is still consumed today. While many countries have moved away from these practices, dog and cat meat is still consumed in certain parts of the world today. In China, especially in southern regions like Guangdong and Guangxi, dog meat remains part of the traditional diet. The Yulin Dog Meat Festival continues to take place, despite increasing opposition and protests from animal rights activists. In Nigeria, particularly in southern regions, dog meat is eaten during special cultural events and remains socially acceptable in certain rural communities. In South Korea, although the consumption of dog meat has decreased significantly due to changing social norms and activism, some rural areas still maintain this practice. In Vietnam, dog and cat meat are still consumed, particularly in northern regions. Although it's becoming less common in major cities due to rising awareness, it remains a traditional dish for some. In parts of Cambodia and Laos, dog meat is still part of the local diet, although international pressure and growing awareness of animal rights are slowly changing this. Why do we find eating dogs and cats so shocking? In many cultures, dogs and cats are seen as companions, not food. This strong emotional bond makes the idea of eating them unacceptable for many people, especially in the West, where pets like dogs and cats are considered part of the family. Protein, nutrients, and the ethical debate around meat. One of the most common reasons people give for eating meat, whether it's beef, pork, or even more controversial meats like dog or cat, is that it's seen as a primary source of protein and essential nutrients. Many believe that animal meat provides complete proteins that contain all the essential amino acids. So how does the protein in these different types of meat compare? Chicken has about 31 grams of protein per 100 grams. Beef has about 26 grams of protein per 100 grams. Pork has about 25.7 grams of protein per 100 grams. Dog meat contains roughly 20 to 25 grams of protein per 100 grams. Cat meat contains around 20 to 23 grams of protein per 100 grams. While the protein content is similar across these meats, the debate is not just about numbers or nutrition. It's about the cultural and ethical decisions we make regarding which animals are acceptable to eat and which are not. Others argue that plant-based alternatives can also provide the protein and nutrients needed for a healthy diet, challenging the idea that we must rely on certain animals, whether common or controversial, for nutrition. While eating dogs and cats may seem shocking today, it wasn't always this way. As our views on animal rights continue to evolve, could there come a time when society looks at eating all animals, including cows, pigs, and chickens, with the same sense of shock? Thanks to the efforts of animal rights activists, some countries like Taiwan and Shenzhen have fully banned the consumption of dog and cat meat. But the question now is, Could this movement eventually extend to all types of meat? Will our attitude toward meat change? As awareness about animal rights and environmental protection grows, many people are asking, will there come a day when we reconsider our consumption of all kinds of meat? Could meat eating become a thing of the past, just like dog and cat meat is now viewed? What do you think? Will our views on all types of meat change one day? Share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more discussions on animal rights, diets, and protecting the environment. See you next video.